Yeah, that said ordinance,
that's
so I don't
fine.
know, that's the copy of it.
Thank you.
Okay. There's that one. There's that one. Okay, this is the annual report for FY16 for year ended June 30th. The board always approves it in December. I try to get around to all the county board meetings in usually February. It's our month to get to the county board meetings to present it. The small one is the one for the agency. And we've changed the format of it this year a little bit. Kind of opens up this way. And then the larger one is the one just for Massac County, and all the agency totals are also on the Massac County one. This is the one we'll kind of look at in detail. The only thing that this one has that this one doesn't is the message to the residents of the 7 counties from me. And then on the back, it has the financial information, all of our location, mission statements, and the Board of Health members, which the one for Massac, the ones county-specific ones doesn't have all that information. But all the statistical information for the agency is also presented on the Massac County one. So that's why I bring both of them. But the one I want to go over today, which is probably the one you're interested in, is the one that has the numbers for Massac County. And again, the format's changed a little bit on how we just rework. Every few years we try to rework the format of it to make it a little bit more meaningful in how we present our numbers. So if you look at the first page, we kind of redid the categories a little bit. We've got child health information there at the top, well child exams, and you can see county totals, which is Massac County, and then agency totals. Well child exams, Head Start vision screening, Head Start vision rescreens, the Head Start referrals, and then the hearing screenings, rescreens, and referrals. And the HS is Head Start. We do that for our Head Start kids. Then on the right side, the autoacoustic emission screening, which is the OAE, that's for the infants. But that's something new we've started just in the last year or so doing those, and you'll see those numbers increase on this next year. We've got a couple more people certified to do those. The high-risk infant home visits, the WIC, family case management, infant visits, the children visits, health work wards served, that's the DCFS wards that we take manage. Those we don't break down by county because of confidentiality. Blood lab tests that were performed, and the general stimulant applications that were applied. Going on down, we have the maternal women's health numbers, women visits in a WIC clinic, women's home visits in a family case management clinic, pregnancy tests performed, genetic screenings, the MPEs, Medicaid presumptive eligibility applications, and Medicaid presumptive eligibility clients, which are the same. We have the breast and cervical cancer program. We've had that for several years, and those numbers continue to decline with the Affordable Care Act. When it came in, more and more women were eligible for insurance. So we don't, because that program serves women that were falling through the cracks that didn't have insurance. So those numbers aren't very high anymore. Under nutrition, you can see the number of WIC food instruments issued. Those are new numbers. We've never really reported those out before. But those are the WIC food instruments issued. So WIC's a big program agency-wide and for Massac County. The WIC clinic visits, nutrition ed contacts, and then farmers market food instruments that were issued. Then over on the far right on the bottom, the cardiovascular health and chronic disease numbers. You can see the blood pressure screenings that we've done, diabetes, cholesterol screenings, and the Heart Smart for Women. That's a program that actually ended last year, so those numbers weren't very high. The tobacco-free communities, we didn't have any complaints in Massac County. We had 4 agency-wide, but there wasn't any complaints in Massac County this past fiscal year. We, of course, didn't have any fines from Massac County, and we had 10 referrals to the FIT line. Then on the next page is our early and traditional Head Start numbers. You can see there's a fairly good sized program for Massac County, and we are kind of in the process of finding a new home, or not a new home, but we're located in First Baptist Church right now temporarily because of the tornado that hit the primary building. They're in the process of repairing that building. Then the school has voted to, the Board of Education has voted to donate that building to the health department, and then our intention is then to put some more money into the building, bring it up to code, and then hopefully in either August or September we'll be back in the building this year for our Head Start program. But you can see our numbers of the kids that we served there during this past year. Then over on the right-hand side, the school-based programs, that's our family life education programming that we do. The first one is the Massac High and the junior high, the kids that we served. And then the CATCH program, we are at Maple Grove, Unity, Brookport, and Metropolis Elementary. That's the 4 schools that we're in with that programming. Middle of the page is the communicable disease report, and I'll let Cheryl kind of talk about that.
We've done really well with our reportable communicable diseases in FY16. The Campylobacter and Salmonella and Shigella are all foodborne illnesses, and so they weren't clusters, they were just individual cases, and sometimes those just pop up and you really don't ever get to determine what the source was. But those are reportable to us, and we do follow up with those. The hepatitis C number, that's always going to be the biggest number it is, and because we deal with that as people who are chronically infected with hepatitis C, and for whatever reason they find out that they have it, and so that gets reported, but they've had hepatitis C for a long time. We did have 1 case of Rocky Mountain spotted fever in Massac County, and that person was provided the medication. And then on the other column over there, we have missed out on a lot of these. We see a lot of zeros there, which is always good. But we did have 1 child with Haemophilus influenza B, which is a virus that can affect young children if they have not been properly immunized against it. And so we did have 1, and the child did resolve. We did have 45 cases of chlamydia. Chlamydia still is around a lot, but that's still the case number has dropped from the previous year. We had 2 cases of gonorrhea, both have been treated, and then we had 0 syphilis cases, and we tested 60 individuals and provided counseling on prevention of syphilis. So we were very proud of that number. With our HIV numbers, we don't have any active HIV cases in the county, and we did perform 64 HIV tests and counseled those. And for our STDs, we were very happy, even with our chlamydia numbers. The state sets guidelines. They want people, once they've been identified with an STD, to receive treatment within 14 days. And everybody that presented, we got a report on what's treated in 2 weeks. So we are at 100% on top of all of that. So we're really excited that we were able to do that. The first time we've been able to do that.
You want to talk about the TB program a little bit?
Oh, yeah. And then our TB, we list our TB cases by active and inactive. And inactive means that somebody has been exposed to TB at some point in their life, but they don't have active disease. But if they get a TB skin test, it will show positive. And we know that that's called latent. So eventually, at some point in a person's life, that inactive status will revert to active. And so we try to get people into the doctor, and they put them on the TB meds at that time. And so they take a 6 to 9 month regimen of medications, and then they never convert to active TB. So we had 1 case of inactive TB in Massac County, and we did 345 TB skin tests, and we do a lot of TB skin testing around, so we still see TB cases, but not very much. But we get a lot more inactive than we do active, thank God.
The Medical Reserve Corps, we had 3 more trained volunteers at the end of June, and I believe 2 more added to that in October, so I think we're up to 47 actually now. Then on the last page is our immunization numbers, and as you can see, we provide a lot of immunizations in Massac County. 2,651 were the total for the county, and then there's the breakdown by the type of immunization.
We do a lot of immunizations in this county.
Yes, we do.
And we're primarily the biggest provider in town that does shots, so that our numbers tend to be really high, and that's one of the things in our clinic that we are constantly staying ahead of that curve. Like if you look over here at Minvale and Menactra, that was the new recommendation that started last year to treat kids against meningococcal disease. So the kids going into high school, and they wanted those kids to get those into 6th grade. So that's why that number is so high, because the new recommendation from the CDC said, okay, kids going in 6th grade and high school, they've got to have a meningococcal shot. So that 360 is 360 of our kids who entered 6th grade and high school that got those shots. And so I think there's 2 kids left in the county that have not had their shots, and we still are working with the school to get those done. So a lot of times it's a thing like that will happen, and you'll see that number increase for a particular shot. But this time around it was meningococcal. Next year it'll probably be something else. Well, in fact, Gardasil, the HPV virus, they are really wanting to get that message out to prevent cervical cancer and things like that in young girls, and boys need to get the Gardasil vaccine to prevent against all kinds of mouth cancer, anal cancer, throat cancer. So they get infected with the HPV virus that contains that strain of bacteria. So we are now trying to get the word out about Gardasil.
And the very last section is the environmental health program. You can see the numbers there for our food inspections, mosquitoes, pools that were tested and actual mosquitoes tested, our septic program and our water well program.
Only 3 well permits in this year.
Yep, I know, not a whole
Not
lot.
many holes in the ground, is there?
No. Not in Massac.
How did I go about having water in the well? Say,
You can contact our environmental health, Tracy Walker, and he can get a sample bottle.
help.
Huh?
He'll come out and get it, or
Well, you can take a sample.
how much will it require?
We have a bottle.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
bottle.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You can set it off and get it fixed up for you.
Okay.
On the first page, when you talk about high-risk infant home visits, what's a high-risk infant home?
If they're, for infants like this, it's the baby was born and it was put in the neonatal intensive care unit for a brief period of time, or it could have been a long time. It depends on what the problem was with the infant. Those infants are identified as high risk for what is known to us as APORS, Adverse Pregnancy Outcome Reporting. And so those babies have a specific set of issues that they're dealing with physically. They may be poor feeders, or they're not sleeping, or they're not growing, because we plot them along a continuum to see if they're progressing lengthwise, weight-wise, if they're not gaining weight, are they progressing through their developmental milestones. those babies, we have to follow a little more closely and make sure that the mom is keeping the doctor appointments and that they're following the doctor's orders, and we catch it if they're not gaining weight, then we can report that to the doctor, then the doctor will a lot of times make an adjustment in the formula that they eat. If they're not tolerating a formula type, then we need to talk to them about that, and they may change that. So whatever issue that may pop up that is impeding the growth or development of this baby, we spot that pretty quickly and get on top of that, because there are things that we can do to help that family adjust to help out with that. And sometimes we need to refer them onto the Division of Specialized Services for Children if they're not progressing development, because there's a whole list of things that at 6 months you should be doing this, at 7 months you should be doing this, and if we're not doing that, we're gonna come back in 2 weeks to see, are we doing that yet? And if we're not, then we may need to refer on to the people that specialize in helping infants and children progress along those milestones like they need to. But those babies are just designated simply because of their physical problems that they're having.
Under the nutrition, which says, farmers market food instruments issued. What's an instrument?
Well, it's a food coupon, is what it is. A couple years ago, Linda Crosser and I came and met with the Chamber of Commerce here to talk about the farmers market, because you guys kind of have an informal farmers market. WIC program would like for us to work with farmers markets in the areas that we can actually dispense farmer market coupons, which is what food instruments are. But we couldn't get it off the ground. We tried and tried and tried. There are certain things that WIC requires of us to do. The only farmers market that we have is in Union County, and they have a big farmers market there. You have to have a farmers market foreman, somebody who oversees it. You got to have, I don't know, there's I think like 12 farmers that contribute on a regular basis. They bring their things to sell. We tried so hard to get that going here, but there's not a lot of farmers in the area. There's orchards, a couple orchards, I think, and there was something else about that. But you got to have truck farmers that.
You gotta have a certain amount of criteria to meet.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
It has to be a formalized thing, in order to get the coupon.
But that works so good with our WIC program, because I would love to get that going, because then we can teach people how to cook fresh fruits and vegetables, how to prepare them, how to serve them, and how to help with the food budget. We help them figure those things out. And when you have the farmer's market, it encourages people to buy those fresh fruits and vegetables, and I really want to get that going here. Hopefully someday.
With the tuberculosis cases, in a situation where it's an inactive case, and they go on the meds for, would you say, 6-9 months?
9 months, yeah.
Is that some medication that can be paid for out of our tuberculosis fund?
Yes.
That way, in case somebody's having financial difficulties, they at least get treatment before they spread to
Absolutely.
others.
And we encourage that too, because when we identify people who are inactive, we tell them, you need to go ahead and take the medication, and you may be eligible through the TB board to get that.
Yeah,
So.
that would be that much more encouragement for them to
Yes.
get
absolutely.
treatment.
Usually the TB board is the payer of last resort, if the person is injured.
Oh, yeah, that's fine, but-
Yeah, that's,
And then for some
The main
cases.
thing is they're not spreading.
right.
Yes, because we don't want that spread, and they can, with the inactive, especially if they have young children or immune-compromised adults in the household. We don't need TB. And with TB, we also, if we do have a case that is active, the nurse goes and she takes the medication to them every day.
Awesome.
They get direct observational therapy.
Take the meds.
Yeah.
Yes, we
Yeah, it's
watch
active,
them.
yeah.
Yep.
And we can include week Saturday and Sunday, depending on the situation.
How closely do you all watch? Like you're saying, some of the numbers are down, which is a good thing. especially on, let's say, community diseases.
Yeah.
How do you watch that per year? I mean, is that something that you all watch year to year?
I watch it monthly. We have a report, or a computer data system called INEDS, and all of the laboratories in the state of Illinois report to INEDS. So, like, if a case in Southern 7 pops up in there, I can go in INEDS and look, and it shows me the person's name, where they live, what county, and all of that. And then that gets farmed out to the public health nurse in that county, and she goes, and the contact has to be made immediately. Because the state monitors how many cases that you have sitting there in your queue, you have to pull that case into your site. So I look to see how many sitting in the queue, then the public health nurse pulls that into her little area, because the Union County nurse can't see what's going on in Massac. Only I can see all of them. But that's how they manage their cases in the state, and me know how long those people are sitting there. They have to be dealt with within 2 weeks. And
Well, the thing about that is, let's say there's a case in Union County, there's nothing that says that that person is not involved with somebody here.
right, that's exactly
But
right.
the public
It's not
health
that
nurse,
far.
yeah, but the public health nurse that's case managing that person would know that. I mean, that's why they're doing the investigation.
Yeah.
That's part of the investigation.
Yeah. They have to track people down. I mean, HIPAA rules make it a little bit more difficult,
Yeah.
but with communicable disease, it supersedes HIPAA. So we can, like, Union County Public Health Nurse and me and Massac County Nurse can talk about this person. And we will keep up with where the
Person or
person is.
persons.
Yes, persons most of the time. Yeah, and we've got people that bounce from county to county, and we do a pretty good job of finding them. They don't, a lot of times they call us, you know,
Because they need your
they
services.
need us, yeah, and they don't know where to go to get some help at, and so, yeah, we deal with that. We're good at finding people.
Well, if that's the case, how do you overlap from Southern 7 to that next region up?
Like in
Because that could be
Williamson,
happening too,
in
Yeah.
Jackson County,
Yeah.
it does.
It does. It
And the
happens a
same,
lot.
yeah, the same thing applies. We're more careful if we're out of our jurisdiction, but when it comes to something like that, then the public health nurse will contact me when we're talking about out of jurisdiction, and I call the DON at that
There.
health department, and she and I have the conversation, and we relate the information back and forth. So it's kind of like me and that other nurse, we are on top of the confidentiality and all that, but we are making sure that this happens. She talks to her nurses, I talk to mine, and we make sure that.
Everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
We're in a unique location, and not only does it happen in Illinois,
Yeah.
wherever.
Matter of fact, you got 3 states to deal with.
We did.
We do, and we are on first name basis with every hospital and laboratory in Missouri, in Kentucky, and Indiana, because they all know me, it's because we work with them all the time, and they know. I mean, like in McCracken County, the epidemiologist over there, he's always calling us, Cheryl, I see this could be coming your way, be watching for this. And so, you know, they're looking out for that stuff for us too, so. It's a really tight-knit group that we work with, and we all, you know, we can talk to each other without revealing names too, you know. He's like, you might want to be on the watch out for Legionella, because I got wind of a case that I'm testing here, and it could be coming in your direction. Well, I know that means that I could pop up with somebody with that, so I'm watching every day for a report, because these other places aren't on INEDS. I'm going to get that on paper, or it's going to come across the fax machine, because you can't email that stuff. It's got to come across the fax machine or through letter form. So I'll be watching for that. And we have confidential fax machines that only a nurse can look at. So we've got our little systems in place.
We think you're-
All right.
We appreciate your support.
Yes, we do.
I know it's been a hard year for you all. So we just wanted to let you know how much we appreciate your support. But you all know the state is still not paying its bills on time.
Yeah.
And we couldn't do what we do without the support of the county. we're still open 4 days a week here in Metropolis. If the state ever resolves its budget problems, it'll take us a while to dig out of the hole that the state put us in. I don't know when we'll ever get back to normal, whatever normal is. 5 days a week, I guess, operating 5 days a week at sites again, but we don't operate 5 days a week anywhere right now. But it's been an interesting year and a half. But what we feel like what we do is very important. I mean, it's protecting the health of the public, definitely.
Take that job very seriously.
Yeah.
All questions for Vicki. What else is going on with your buying properties?
See what?
Your buying properties. Didn't we sign off some?
Oh,
Did you buy some tax?
you mean
Yeah.
Bill and I, yeah. Took me a minute to hear what you were talking
You,
about.
not the health department.
Like, no, we're not.
What's,
Yeah, we are.
so
we
what's
are.
the name of the, what did it say, there was a, I was asking you about it here a couple weeks ago when it comes through, where your house was at, that was the name of the little community. What's the name of the community?
The village of Bose?
It wasn't Bose,
No,
it was
wasn't Bose,
another,
it was
it was
something
another
else.
name.
It was
never heard
odd.
of it.
We'd never heard of it.
Brentwood, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Village of
Village
Brentwood.
of Brentwood. It's
Really?
somehow
Yeah.
connected to those deeds that we seen.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Bill's granddad and grandpa built that house, actually. That was his family's old house. I mean, the house is not, I mean, it's fallen down, but, yeah.
Whereabouts do you live down
We live, well, you know where Old Bose Road is?
Uh-huh.
Is that right? Okay, we live the first house on the right, as you turn on Old Bose Road, up on the hill there.
there? Do you remember Bill and Marie Thompson?
Yeah.
I lived in the old Thompson house.
Oh,
For a
really?
couple
Okay.
years.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Prior to Bill died while we were living there. But
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. What year would you live in?
85, 84, 85.
Wow. Yeah, we.
I had my daughter while I was living there.
Okay.
Marie's full of the rock.
Yeah, well, we lived there, yeah.
Yeah. I still go home to church, so.
Do you?
Yeah. That's a great area down there.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Hilton. Where the parsonage is, that's where
Oh,
my dad
really?
built that house. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that was my home. Yeah. Yeah. Small world, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I thought you was gonna educate me on Brentwood.
Well, Bill might, I don't know, see, Bill's from the Bose area, I'm from Hillen area, he's from the Bose
It's
area.
just a whole separate place there. I mean, there's at least 3 miles between.
Well, no, yeah, you know what, back when I was a kid, it was.
That's a long
It was
ways.
a long way, I didn't know nobody from, there was a gravel road between, the Bose Road was a gravel road back then, it's like, I didn't know anybody from Bose area. Well, thank you all.
Be good.
Okay.
See ya. Coming off the railroad.
You know, I'm not sure what it was that came from the state of Illinois. I don't recall
I
ever
think
receiving
it-
it before, so.
I've heard of something like that, like when they send a certain car down the track or something.
Jane just told me earlier that we received it, so we're gonna call and see what it's for, so. But we'll take it. They send it, we will take it. Other than that, I don't have anything that
No
just
exciting
tax
news.
collecting. Me and Judy are gonna go down to, Mounds tomorrow to Pulaski County and kind of get a feel for the Pike and Pike and how, you know, they do things and how we'll have to change what we do now to, you know, fit this new system, so. It may be down there a couple hours. Other than that, that's all I've got.
Did you have electric at your house this morning?
We did. I heard Gary and Sharon mine.
I didn't. Me, Michelle,
Really?
Cheryl McCann.
It was flickering when I was at Gary and Christine last night.
We had lightning strike. Michelle went out and found that out for me.
Is that what blew the,
Did you fix it, or are you just
took a picture
electricity
of it.
monitor?
he's just a monitor.
You know how the
Shadow
commercial
tail,
is, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a cop, I'm just a
A
monitor.
There's a robbery going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just here to inform you there's a robbery going on, and I can't help you anyway. But yeah, she put a picture on Facebook. Oh, that's what it was.
Ceramic insulator.
Yeah.
All the good news I got for you.
Jerome, you got anything?
No, I'm good.
You need, or?
Thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
You're welcome. If you need anything, holler.
Bigger bounce.
I'm working on that.
Ted, have you got very much?
No.
Oh, yeah. Under eye. You can see across there without having to bundle up. We're on pages.
Yeah. On the very bottom, it's a partial payment on the new booking system we're finally getting put in. We've been saving for
Couple of years.
and they're free, so I mean, the money's there. We're gonna pay them in installments, but I think they're about 23 days.
Isn't that the one that's gonna hook you up better with a state or something, Don, tell us about? You get regulated into that too, wouldn't you?
It's working better than we thought it was gonna work with that.
That's good. I hope she'll pull us in.
On the floor. Open booster.
I think so. They all getting along with it,
Sure.
best of their abilities. It's a good, yes, we got them cramped in there.
Anything for me?
I know it.
How many trustees, Ted, did they have?
3.
Does that vary?
Sometimes 2, never more than 3.
Most of them just local. No, no.
Try to find 2 out of 4 that you can
They're in there for a reason. Andy.
Like that.
Pretty
Pretty
good.
good, Ted.
She can get stuff us into those figures.
How do you see it?
Almost as high than I thought.
It wasn't next to the woods or nothing.
Wasn't too
No.
chemical, they would.
And on that road away. Is that a pretty good old grade? It's a cat, isn't it?
It doesn't have a whole lot of power, but, is what the guys say, but everything on it's really tight.
Yeah.
As long as you don't try to take
Overload.
too much or anything like that, it works pretty good.
You got 2 cats in the John Deere.
Well, 3 counting that green one, 3 cats.
Do you?
And John Deere. 2 regular yellow ones and that green
Is
one.
all them tar shit? And old straight drive one,
The green one, I don't think,
that'd be tar shit probably.
I don't really know, to be honest with you. It's not much.
Mine's a straight drive, but it's 59 model.
Oh, okay.
Still, that's pretty good. Wore out completely. It'll do it.
Just gotta get all slack to one side.
Yeah.
happening out there?
We're fixing some spots, putting some rock down on some roads and things of that nature. Culvert and stuff. There's been a lot of people who call here the last couple of weeks wanting, entrances. So, been doing that quite a bit.
Maybe that's a sign that economics are fixing to pick up.
I don't know. Imagine that people are selling their big land off
Yeah.
these little pieces away.
Do you know where Brett Gentry Equipment is? Equipment sales. You know where Brett Gentry Equipment sales is?
Over there on the bypass, Joppa, or now where is
Unity School Road.
Unity.
Right
Oh,
there,
yeah,
bypass
yeah,
the
yeah.
Yeah, that old barn down there, right before his house, it's actually almost on the neighbor's property. But he's wanting to put an entrance in off in the school, probably, I'd say at least 40 feet. And it need a little bit of ditch water, it's not deep enough, it's run off through the seal there before it gets to the culvert. And I couldn't remember, I think they've changed it, but now you furnish the culverts and they have to pay you for them now, that's how that works.
Yeah.
And then they have to pay in advance.
Yeah, we usually, sometimes we do it before I get the payment, but I like to get the payment in advance.
And what about the rock over? Do they pay for that too?
Well, we take care of all of it for the one fee right there to the right-of-way line, and then from the right-of-way back, they have to put rock in,
But I mean, rock to cover the culvert.
Yeah, oh yeah, we do it for the one fee. So it depends on what, if it's a 15-inch pipe, it's $14 per foot.
Okay.
If it's a bigger pipe, it's more than that, but it just depends on the size of the culvert it needs to be.
They just did 12, I don't know.
Well, 15 is as small as we go.
Oh, is it?
How much is it a foot?
$14 a foot for 15 inch. If it's 40 foot, it's $560.
Bar.
And then it'd be more than that though, when you put the rock over it.
Oh, that's what it is, 560.
Oh, that's installed. and
Installed.
Ready for him to town. Okay. That's not a bad deal.
We just get our cost back,
Mhm.
Material cost.
Yeah.
Strictly material. And we need that.
I'm not 100% familiar with that, those ditches in through there. I don't think those ditches are too big. 15 inch would work there, wouldn't it?
Probably,
Yeah.
Get through there. There's about all the water you're catching on the asphalt or tar and shit. I mean, you can dip it on out.
Yeah, it's, the ditch is not big.
That's just silted shut.
Yeah.
Is he gonna call me or
Yeah.
Brett?
Yeah.
Hey, take care.
Hey man, I thought you just stayed on dinner.
No, he stayed that long. I got things I actually gotta do.
Okay.
Well, be safe.
Be careful, man. Nick? No, that's not. Nick's his dad, I guess, isn't he?
Rick, yeah. Could be.
Oh, is that Nick's boy or what? Or cousin or what?
I can't remember.
Mom's nephew.
Okay. Rick. Yeah, maybe him on it, and he'll have to take it out.
I didn't even know that barn was on this ground.
Well, I took him to Little Rock, and he's been using the neighbor's driveway so close.
Just pulling off their driveway.
And backing in there, so he asked for that. within, I bet 12 foot of the line.
Is Tim Davis, is that his right away, Tim Davis, going back there in that trailer?
Well, there's a Davis that lived there. His dad died,
No, I can't tell you that.
Bob Davis. I bet he's that thing.
Well, Tim Davis is a city cop. Skinny guy.
Yeah, well, his dad was, how old is he?
38, 40.
His dad'd be 70, he was 80, so. He married Laura Logan's sister, I believe. But now I don't know if that's his oldest mother or not. I can't think of her name.
I believe that lady is a little,
Okay.
that's correct. Be Lowell and Truman brothers,
No,
cousin.
not yet. I don't believe that. There's Lowell, Linus, Roy John, and Irvin. Well, you got everything written on some?
Yeah, pretty much. Keeping us busy, I mean, like I said, we're just, right now, there's been a lot of people calling about sloppy roads and everything, but we're trying to take care of some bad areas if we, when we grade it, the rock is real thin.
Miss Middleton, she's proud of you. Steve's one.
Steve,
Middleton, and
The Deer Road?
Deer Road.
yeah, we do the work out there, yeah. She, I didn't, she left a message for me one day on the machine.
Oh, she did.
Want to know.
She said it was running up even, the graph. It just had that red on it, didn't it?
I think so.
Beforehand.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I ain't had no complaints or no concerns or no, you're doing good.
Mhm.
I think much else that's really going on right now for pressing.
You got any right of ways to clean up or anything? People have you clean up the back there.
Aren't we supposed to be transferring
There's a
2,000?
couple on the list that we want to do, people asked us to do. I don't know who the people are, and I'm sure somebody in the office knows, that maybe too. If you, so where you're talking about, Deer Run Road, if you go all the way up to Holt's Camp, take a right, all that area right on the left there where there's just, the cedar trees are about.
Goose Neck,
Buck Foss is in
yeah,
there.
we're burning across, but he's dead. And I think those kids, Kyle, he made one of them girls. And this David, looks at her married one of them, but now there's
Lord
one.
knows, but she's married to a Cahoon now. I don't know.
David's wife, I think. What's the matter? You got a brick house there?
Well, it's old, it's kind of fallen in, but I mean, the whole road is nearly closed in with cedar trees on both sides.
Yeah.
We'd like to take out those fence roads just to open up that road.
Is she in particular?
No, she's here somewhere. I think David Bushclaw's farm paper. I'll give you his number.
There was a big ordeal with those. That round. Wasn't it?
I kinda think maybe there was, I don't know. I'm almost certain that's his farm.
He just farms it, he doesn't own it.
But he'll at least put you in contact out there and see if he wants to clean that. I would think so. That helps the road and helps the.
Mhm.
Well, I can't hardly believe anybody can get down that road with anything.
Yeah.
That's all in the pit.
It is.
Oh, is it really?
That section right there is, yeah.
Right in front of the house, maybe.
Yeah, it's up a little further that it changes the gravel, I believe.
Is there another house on past there on a ride or a trailer or something maybe? Or am I on a
Well,
different
that's
road?
the courthouse down there in the back, in the front there. Side by side.
I don't get over there very often, I just know what you're talking about.
One of them, unless he's moved, is that guy on the jump boats. That's heard,
They moved it
Mm-hmm. Burning, I believe. That's the first house on the left. I can't, cause next, then the next is the basement.
Yeah, there's a few houses on both sides once you get past that area where all the cedars are.
Yeah.
And then somewhere in there it changes from orange to gravel.
Just had a thought. See if my thought will be of any.
We'll just see.
Yeah. Indeed.
E&D Services says.
I think she works at Costco, don't she?
Good morning. We have 240 acres right there. It is oak camp right there. Thank you.
Yeah. But,
But they only own a quarter mile. I don't know where we'd be around them.
that Tim Smith, he moved to Baker, didn't he? Up at 40?
I can't tell you. Any,
Ask how many offices do that.
You ever use plat book? You got a plat book out there?
Well, I usually just get on the website, that Research
Yeah,
Associates
Gary's
website.
Yeah, that's pretty detailed stuff. Yep.
The plat book that I have is a few years old,
Well, when they're printed out, they're out of date.
They only do it every 5 years or something.
Well, whenever we get a wild hair.
I mean, it's good, yeah, I like referencing plat books if you don't have to be on the computer, but.
Yeah. Well, one thing about it, you get the lead on the dash of the truck, take off if you need to, at least get an idea. Most of it's accurate.
Yeah, you need me to call it, all right?
Take care. Trust take